Welcome to Space Station Podcast, Episode 3. We're here with the boy, Criostd TD, said correctly. Aaron over here said Criostd last time, and that was not flowing great with Criostd.
I don't know what you're talking about, to be honest.
And then we got his homie, Alex, right here. And then we got Jay Rover in the building, a.k.a. Deja Vu, you know what I'm saying? And then me, Galaxii Boii, and then AG Wraps.
Or just Aaron.
Yeah, we're just Aaron. All right, and then make sure you're talking close to the phone, brother. All right, so when I think our first podcast, I had mentioned Criostd as like some of the local artists to check out. I think I definitely shouted out Wise. You ended up shouting out a couple other people, and now we got Criostd up in the building.
Yeah.
It's weird because like I seen you on Instagram and like you don't show your face a lot.
I don't. No. I don't know. I tend to be kind of like. I don't know, I don't put myself out there, I guess.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Hey,
then I just do my own thing till I release something, then that's when you see me.
That's your brand.
Yeah.
But you also have a good following, right? Because I think I checked your spot. You get a lot of like plays. Like compared to me, I get like maybe like 30, maybe 100 plays. You get about like 2,000 plays I last checked on your music.
It always peaks when I drop something, as always. And then I'm always busy on Apple Music for the most part. I think weekly I get like 2 something on Apple Music, the Spotify.
And 2 something meaning 2,000?
Like 200.
Oh, 200. Yeah, even better, bro. I'm barely even capping at 50.
But yeah, no, Spotify's kind of like slow, just for, not everybody has Spotify, I guess. But yeah, I peak sometimes.
Yeah. No, what made you get into the music, dude? Like, everyone has a story. Everyone like, oh man, you know, I was just, my story is digital media class, and everyone's just, I like writing, it helps me tell a story.
Yeah.
Where does that stem from?
I think for me, like I've always liked instruments, I guess. I remember when I was younger, my parents had bought me like a piano when I was younger. That was when I was, I don't know, like 6 maybe. And then from there, I kind of just learned to play the piano like by ear. And so I'd like listen to something and then like play by play and like rewind and stuff like that. But then I got more into like violins and electric guitars and then like drums. And then starting like middle school era, my brother had showed me one time, like some dude, his name was Reaps1 from the UK. He was a beatboxer.
From the UK?
Yeah.
Oh, a guy like that, huh?
So he had a video out and I saw that. And ever since then I just like beatboxing. And then I would go out to like Xbox live parties. And then just like Black Ops 2 lobbies and just freaking beatbox.
Oh, wow.
And so I kind of like built off of that. And then towards freshman year, that's when I met Josiah or White. And then started making beats.
Yeah, you're also a producer too. I know when you came in here, like you're really quiet. I met you like I'm over here like and you're like, what's up? You know, like, you're like it's your personality, and I can't hate you for that. That's just how people are. And I was like, all right, you know, make yourself comfortable, and then you're like, let me make a beat. And he was pointing out, he's like, bro, he didn't even ask. And I was like, he took control. I was like, man, I like that. I like that a lot.
Take initiative.
So, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And so did you production come first, or did the artist come first?
I think it was beats first, so like producing, because like I said, I did like beatboxing, and so I based my beats off of what I did with my mouth. And then later, once I started getting better at it, I started kind of like just writing, just here and there for fun. And then when I put out my first song, people actually liked it, and then that's when it kind of started.
And just a little snowball effect. And
yeah, for the most part. There's a song that he likes a lot. He like messes with me because it's hella old. It's called Slow Motion on SoundCloud. Don't play it.
Oh no, man, it's gonna go up.
We're gonna play it like later, 2,000 just so plays. You know.
No, but yeah, no, that was my first song, and then ever since then, people liked it, and so I kind of just went from there, and then just built my brand.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah.
Do you feel like beatboxing helped you arrange beats? Like how? What do you feel? Like, huh?
It still does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like when I'm making a beat, I listen to like a melody or like whatever I'm doing, and then in my head I'll be like beatboxing, and then I'll like, even when I'm making beats with him, I'll be just like beatboxing in my head or like out loud too, and then I'll just like place drums, kicks, snares, whatever it needs to be.
To what your mouth's doing.
Yeah.
And that helps a lot, huh?
Yeah, because I noticed you do that too. Like you'll be.
Yeah.
Sometimes I thought it was for sure. I was like, oh,
No,
this
like
motherfucker think he's shit over here.
Yeah. No, yeah, it makes sense. Like in middle school, everybody was doing the pen taps and shit. And like whenever I make beats, I'm like, I play the melody, I'm like, and that helps me arrange like my kicks and my hats. Yeah. But
that's what we did back in freshman year with Josiah. I had him for an English class.
How long you known Josiah? Yeah. No, how long?
4 or 5 years.
Oh shit, you guys are really deep then.
We met like freshman year in one of our classes.
Was he in the music before or after?
I think he started when he was 8. I think he had
no way.
He started
so talented.
Because his dad does DJing.
Okay.
And so he was always around that music stuff.
Oh
and
yeah,
like
since blood then.
Ever since I don't know when he's had the FL. So when I met him, he was already like settled in.
Oh wow.
Like he kind of taught me my basics, and then I just built off of that.
That's sick, bro. And then he's a great mentor. Would you say you get? I'm gonna say mentor, but definitely like because I know Aaron is my buddy and who I go and compare work with, and then so I'm saying like Wise would be a great person to compare work with, or I don't know, like we see Wise for what he is now, like how was he or you guys like? I'm pretty sure everyone has a beginning because sometimes. We were just talking about it. We're like, man, why is this like so dope, man? Like, everyone was getting a little discouraged too. He's like, fuck, I was telling you, I was like, we're in our space, like, we're on our journey. Like, everyone's journey is different. Some people are gonna progress a little more faster. Some people are gonna, obviously Josiah's been doing it way longer than us. 8 years old. I've been doing it for 7. Josiah's probably been doing it for 14 plus, years. And so you have to compare and not get so discouraged, and just know that you have a different journey, and you have to go through the process in order to become that good. And what hard work pays off.
Yeah, and I also think that too is based off of luck as well. So like Josiah has talent for sure. Like you can hear it in his music and like his.
Yeah, no one has a voice like that.
No, but also at the end of the day, it also comes down to who listens to it at that specific time, and if those people aren't gonna share it, then somebody else is or isn't. So it's also just I don't know the
consumer.
The consumer, yeah.
It has a big part. That's why when people are like, "Thank you to my fans," because the fans are the ones that actually get it popping.
And then what's so funny is like when like a large person like Drake or someone or Nicki Minaj are like, it's because of you guys, and like we feel so little because we're only one person, but like when you guys are all gathered in one room, like it's a lot, and those people are gonna pay for tickets, come out, share your music, like your music, like it all starts like for me, it starts with your parents supporting you. You have to have that backbone, and then slowly like. People like, oh, my cousin does this, and then telling their friends telling, and then it's so on and so on. Yeah. What would you say your fan base is, or I don't know? You ever looked at your like stats and like what's the craziest country?
I think the biggest country is obviously the United States.
Yeah.
Other than that second, what is the second? I don't know what my second is. But I know it's like the main ones are like
say Europe, Asia.
Africa. I know the main ones are the UK and then Lagos, Nigeria on SoundCloud. Haven't paid too much attention for the ones for Spotify or Apple Music. But yeah, for the most part, they're country based. I know the second biggest one is Seattle for the fact that's like.
It tells you what area it's coming from.
If you look on SoundCloud, you can see your stats, and then if you go by like lifetime. Which is like your whole time on SoundCloud, it'll tell you like what city and like who plays it the most, stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Is that because I know there's like a free version of SoundCloud and then there's a Go Plus. Yeah. Is that the Go Plus that
That's
shows
the
you
Go
stats?
Plus. I mean, the basic one it also shows you, but it's not too in depth. I have had the Plus one, and then that's the one that shows you like more in depth and like it just shows you more stats.
Okay, cities and state where it's coming from. That's dope. And you're on all platforms, right? Obviously.
Yeah, I'm on all platforms. There's some that I still don't know what I'm on, but I just find them on Google sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, I'm on all platforms.
Okay.
So go stream my stuff.
So where do you say your music's headed? So you obviously got a following. Where is your music? Where do you feel like your music is going?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Because
Because I do it because I like it,
Mm-hmm.
not because other people tell me to do it. Like, yeah, it inspires me when someone's like, oh, I listened to your stuff and this is what I made inspiring from your music. Or it's just like, oh, your music like helps me go to sleep or like helps me get hyped up. I just make it because I like it, and at the end of the day, whoever likes it is going to like it and share it. So wherever it goes from when I post it to the next person it gets listened to, then that's
You just do
that's
what you
just
like.
It.
Hmm?
That's just it. Like,
That's just
that's
it.
the song being it, and then just going out there.
From there.
It's like releasing a bird into the wild, I guess.
That's dope. And where it flies to. It can fly to the right person, and like it's like you said, luck, timing, whoever
Yeah.
shares it, this and that. That's dope.
All right.
That's good.
All right, we're having some audio difficulties, but someone catch me up. Where we at? What was the topic?
Where the music is headed.
Where the music's headed?
Where his music is
Oh yeah,
headed.
what would
He
you
just
call
said-
it? What would you call your style? That's a good one. Like if you had to name your, because I mean, like, what is your genre, or I wouldn't say put yourself in a box, but what would you describe yourself? Sad music, hype shit, you know? Because
For the most part, I think I just do like R&B based. Like it bases off of R&B for sure.
oh yeah,
But I do implement like some trap sounds, some hip hop, like old school, new school types of. I don't know, just like a little bit of everything, I guess. I don't know what.
yeah. We were playing your stuff on Shuffle, and like, yeah, you're gonna get that R&B, oh baby, you know. I don't like, dude, I love that song. Like I showed him, he's like, I didn't even tell him who it was, and he's like, bro, this banger, who is this? He's local, you know. It's I feel like it's so dope to be like, oh yeah, he's fucking local and shit like that,
Yeah.
and it makes you just want to support him even more. But I definitely want to. I definitely want to dive into your production side of you, and ask you like, you know, like some of the stuff you use on your vocals. For some like newbies that are listening to the podcast, like what goes into like your vocals and stuff. And I'm always interested in what you have, you know, comparing notes, like obviously you're putting a compressor in there. Obviously you're putting a reverb, a delay, and so on. And you said you're using FL Studio 20, right?
Yeah,
Or 12, I would say.
I use 12, but it's 20 is the same exact.
Pretty much the same thing. Could you maybe run me by some of the plugins you're using on your vocals?
For the most part, you pretty much named them all.
Compressor,
Reverb, delay.
free delay.
I use all the free plugins except for the autotune that I do use.
Oh, what autotune do you use? Yeah.
I use the what is it? I forgot the name of it.
Is it a outsourced plugin?
It's I think I want to say it's Antares, but I think that's the one I used before.
And
I think I seen a video for that one.
Yeah.
But
And
But I'll send you a text and then you can put it on the screen.
Yeah.
What it was.
is it cracked?
No, it's not.
It's the one thing I pay for.
That's the one thing I did pay for besides like three out of like my 2,000 kits that I have. Aside from that, everything else is cracked. But yeah, the autotune that I use,
I know. Watch, we gotta get the FL Studio police on us.
yeah, that was like $400 I think, and that was like my biggest buy for my music.
Dude, it's insane when you spend that amount of money.
Yeah.
Like I've spent so much money on my thousands of dollars on my shit, and then he did that recently, did that jump into like spending that much money, and I think he spent like $300 on the microphone, like $700 plus dollars on just a laptop interface.
and that's
Yeah.
and just like what Alex was saying yesterday, if you want a certain sound, you got to go out there and go get it and purchase it. And that's what I'm like, fuck. But I mean, it's worth it at the end of the day to make it sound.
To do before, I forgot to mention that too. When I first started, like you said, you gotta go like buy the sound if you want it specifically.
Right.
But what I used to do too is I would listen to how, like, for example, like if a bell sounded a certain way, like with a reverb on a song, I kind of just manipulated my bell that I had to kind of match the one that I heard, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so I would kind of remake that sound and then use it in my own beat too.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of what I used to do back then.
Right.
Just manipulate and then reuse.
Yeah, that's kind of where am I at, because I take, like, you can see all my things right there, but like I'll take a certain sound, then I'll add like an EQ or a delay and stuff to, like, manipulate the sound to get another sound out of something organic.
What do you think about loops? Like, we were having this conversation on the last podcast about loops, and I felt so guilty using them at first, and we ended up coming to a conclusion is you kind of just do your own thing with it and just add your own sauce. It's almost like way back when they were doing break beats and stuff like that, just taking the sample and taking the kick and stuff. Would you agree with that? Like
all my songs are loops.
Hey, you heard it here first.
I think the one that's out right now, Green Slime, doesn't have a loop.
Oh yeah, we were.
But yeah, for the most part, every single one has a loop.
Did you create that from scratch?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And you said do you have do you know how to play the piano?
I know. I don't know like anything like crazy like the music theory or like anything specific like that.
Same here.
I don't know how to read notes, so I kind of just go by the ear.
Mm-hmm.
But I do play piano a little bit, and then I'm trying to get into guitar this year.
Mm.
So hopefully that pops off.
Yeah, guitar, beautiful. Anything with the guitar is just I don't know.
Plays that.
Yeah, he almost went and bought one today.
Yeah, I almost bought a ukulele just to have to make samples like that. No, because I actually right now I was at Ted Brown, and there was this kid in there, and I was like looking at the ukuleles, and he was like going to town on it, and I was like, bro, how'd you learn? And he's like, I learned last week, and I was like, wait, what? And he's like, YouTube, bro. I just, there's this guy on there named so and so, and he's like, and he showed me how to play the ukulele in a week, and I was like, what? I'm like, I'm gonna buy one right now and like learn in a week.
Dude, you got so hype about that, and I thought it was gonna be like $50. That's $200.
No, there's cheap ones, but
he was so hesitant to get the speakers, the monitors for $125, but then he saw that fucking ukulele for $200, and he's like, I'm getting this.
The ukulele. No, you gotta make those sounds, dude.
I see some rappers too. They'll have a guy playing the ukulele right next to him. They'll have a guy playing the ukulele right next to him, and they're just going with the flow with it. Like that little TJ kind of flow, or
Yeah.
kind of like the Hawaiian flow.
Yeah, I think I seen a video of MGK. He was freestyling to a guy playing the ukulele, and I was like, "Oh, that's dope."
Yeah, they can do that.
But yeah.
All right, we'll share this mic. That's all yours now.
All right.
Little FYI for the background, Jay Rover's microphone is not working. All right, so that's the only reason he wasn't talking. He's not antisocial. I swear this motherfucker talks his ass off. No, but let me see what else I got in here, because I wrote some stuff that I definitely want to dive deep into this. Plugins, creative process, like. How do you, I guess, let's start with beats. Like, how do you start your creative process with your beats? Do you find your kicks, drums first, or do you get the melody first, bass line first? What's your process in the whole thing?
I think for the most part, I kind of just start with the loop, since I do use loops all the time. I go based off of mainly my mood at that time when I'm making the beat. I go based off of mood, and then once I set it right, I guess, I kind of just start with the kicks and snares, just kind of have the rhythm out there, and then I kind of just base off of that and move it around.
Okay. Do you tap in your kicks? Like, do you record and then tap in the kick? Because I'm not lazy, but like I've been doing it so much that I will just use the little square patterns on the FL Studio pattern layout.
You know, I just use the computer the whole time. I don't have a pad, like the one that you have. But yeah, I just use the little tabs on the computer, and then just do all that on there. I have used a piano, to lay them out like that, but it's not the same as a pad. I had a pad that Josiah let me borrow, but then his dad wanted it back, so I had it for like a day. but yeah, I don't use a little pad.
Because I saw you're doing pretty good with your bass lines and stuff like that. Was it a process trying to learn how to put your 808s in key and stuff like that? I don't know. I've been doing it for like 5-6 years. And then Rex, I don't know if you know Rex, like a little 17-year-old. He started showing me how to put it in the right damn key, and I was doing the wrong key the whole time. The way I did my 808s the whole time is I would just pick up an 808 that sounded good, and I would have it cut with my snare. That way it doesn't bleed out, and you can notice it. So it would be very slight notice, you know.
I don't know. I kind of just treat it like I've always told him and Josiah. I kind of treat the 808s and bass lines too, like a separate instrument, I guess. It is an instrument, but I kind of treat it more of like a piano and a guitar, if that makes sense. So
Kind of play it by ear.
Yeah, for the most part, and then I also just kind of harmonize something in my head and then go based off of those notes that I hear, which already sound good as a harmony, and then just use one of those as the bass line.
That's right.
You guys, the 808s are like the head poppers. That's what you bumping your head to.
Yeah, when I started too, I used to do a lot of like the slides. I still do them now, but I used to do like more trappy stuff back then.
Everyone does.
And so yeah, like my 808s would be like all over the place, kind of like the New York Pop Smoke kind of thing. But yeah, 808s are like my thing.
Hey, they're not my
Honestly,
thing.
I do not like they're confusing, but I think where I realized where you treat them like a guitar, because I went to church last Sunday and there was a guy playing the bass up there, and it, you know, bass is just like an 808, but like he's controlling it, and I was like, oh wait, what? Like that's when it finally clicked to me. I was like, it's its own instrument, like it's its own thing, so you have to treat it like it's something, like you said. So that was pretty groundbreaking. And now, like within that week, like I've done, like I've made 2 beats with like 808s, because usually I never do 808s, but I haven't really put anything out. But like I'm learning to be like, I've progressed in it within that time, just realizing that it's its own thing.
Yeah.
So exactly.
Exactly.
The more you know.
No, we need to get a rainbow. We need to get more special effects. Joe said he got a freaking green screen up in here. We gotta get that green screen.
Need a rooster and a green screen.
Rooster and green screen. Yo, shout out Peaky. All right. Let's get Alex in the conversation. You hear yourself right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And for people who, obviously, you guys have known each other for how long?
What was it, sophomore year, high school?
Yeah.
Had to be, because we had a history together.
And then it's been all uphill from there, right?
Yeah. Don't really
You
know
guys ever break up?
Nah.
No.
Because I know I almost broke up with him at least 5 times. Like, fuck you.
This guy, dude.
Hey, make sure you say in here that they know. For the record.
I hate him.
Dude, I hate him. Dude, it was most recently. Like, we were already having an argument over some stuff. And, you know, just... but no, go ahead and, you know, how you guys met. And because you obviously did music for quite... how long did you go until you were...
I pretty much started, like, freshman year when, like, Wise was teaching me, because me and Wise kind of...
Wise just spraying gems everywhere.
He's a little spreading and seasoning on everybody. But,
I like it, bro. That's good, bro. You got to keep the community strong like that.
I've known him since middle school, but we weren't really too close. We kind of had, like, different friends groups, kind of hung out with the potheads and stuff. And he was a little good kid and stuff.
I hear you. That's how it is.
And then high school came around, and I had a homie who was in common with him, so we, like, kind of started hanging out there. And then he was making music, started out like with just beats, didn't really want to rap or anything. He didn't feel like he could do it. I started there. Eventually, like, he helped me out. He gave me a few things. I downloaded FL and got a crack on it.
Hey,
and then,
crack gang.
FL Police, huh? But he started helping me out, kind of give me a bassist, like, helped me through it. Like, I started producing and stuff like that.
It's so great to have that, like, hey, I also do this, and we can kind of, like, bounce ideas off each other. Because I remember starting out like that, starting out and not having that another person doing music. Like, I didn't know so many rappers. I didn't know so many producers. So I was just all fucking going blind in, and just with YouTube tutorials and 30-minute YouTube tutorials on 808s and still not learning shit.
Yeah, I feel like when you start off by yourself, kind of like jumping on your own, it's kind of like hard. You don't really have, like, you kind of have motivation, but it's a little hard. Like with Wise, he kind of came around and was like showing me stuff. He was like, nah, this is how you do that, this is how you do this. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, it was kind of motivational, like, see him actually producing stuff, like, see him actually working. It was like, okay, like, I feel like I can do it too, type of thing. Known him for a while, kind of got into that. After a while, like, I kind of stopped. Like, that's when equipment comes into play. Like, having equipment, you obviously get your sounds. I remember Carlos, you didn't really have speakers. You like went off a little big old bass on the little thing.
Yeah, my parents had this, like, I had found a huge subwoofer in our garage, and then I kind of managed to use, like, like old computer speakers that use the red and black cables.
Yeah.
And I like wired that to that, and I wired all of the speakers and the subwoofer to a radio, and I used an aux from the radio to the laptop.
Okay.
So it all connected through an aux.
Subwoofers
Like
and
aside from that, it was all like wires.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like I just used computer speakers and that big huge subwoofer as like my first setup.
That's where everybody's got to have that spot where they start out. How far did you make it into the producing? Like how far before you kind of tethered off?
I felt like right when I was like starting to get the basis of how to make it, kind of like I like beat blocked type of thing. Like it was like, all right, like I can't really do much until I get equipment, because at this point, like I can't.
And that sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks that, you know, you have so much potential and talent, and for it to just be tossed away because, you know, for unfortunate reasons, you don't have the equipment.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I got a job, started working full time. Like I didn't really have time for it. So like,
It's all about balance. That's
yeah,
what
it was just a lot about balance and stuff like that. I'd work 2 to 10 and do that like every single day. Kind of like didn't have time for it, and like I was gonna get back into it, but like with everything, the whole schedule that I had, it was kind of like hard trying to be like, okay, like I'm gonna dedicate time to that. Like it was just hard. So I was like, right now I don't have time for that. I'll do it later type of thing.
What would be your advice for someone for trying to get back into it? And I don't know, like, I don't know, like it sucks like that, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I kind of gave up. Not really, because like equipment's important, but I feel like if you really want to make music, you gotta have the heart for it. You gotta listen for sounds. Like you gotta do certain things. Like I know that when I would listen to music, I'd always study it. I'd always like try to hear different sounds. Like I'd listen to all kinds of music, kind of like piece together every sound that they had. Like there's always like little sounds like subliminally like you're not really gonna pay attention to. I remember when I was a little kid, I was listening to Bone Thugs and Harmony. I was listening to Thuggish Rogers Bone. And my pops was like, he was actually like, he's kind of black, so he kind of like was listening to all this kind of stuff since he was little, and when all that stuff came out, and he's like, what you know about that? And I was like, I don't know, I'm just listening because you listen to it. And I was like, I don't really know much. And he's like, what do you hear in the background? I remember like that's kind of like my basis of like how to listen to music type of thing. Like he was always telling me like you gotta listen deeper than what you're actually like listening to.
He gave you an ear for it.
Yeah, he gave me an ear for it.
Okay, so we're coming towards our intermission. One last thing, if you guys had to shout out your favorite local artist right now, who's you guys want to shed some light on, who would that be between both of you guys?
I think you can go first.
Favorite local artist.
Yeah, kind of like
that's kind of hard. I don't really know
multiple people too.
Yeah, there's a lot of people here. I know there's a lot of people underground too. Like you don't really hear much of them, but they're making music. I don't
go ahead and shout them out. You got 2 minutes.
The only 2 people I really know is just Criostd and Wise from what I know.
Dude,
yeah. Those two hard.
The 2 main ones that I kind of pay attention to the most, just to like see where they're going. I guess they do have a group, 222. You guys know 222?
I didn't hear. Yeah.
I do listen.
Is that like a group or a person?
Yeah, it's I know it's Wise, Uzi, Jordan Uzi, Jalen, or what's his name again?
Lil Sand.
Lil Sand.
Then we got Sparling.
Changing a name. I
You
don't
have
know
a
if
couple
that's
projects with Lil Sand too, huh?
Yeah.
You got Sparling in there too.
Who else is in there? There's like a couple. There's like 3 other dudes in there, I think. But I listen to them a lot. So the main 2 are like Jalen and Uzi. They're like.
Are we on footage?
They're the ones.
Those are the ones that you feel like have it.
Yeah, they're definitely going somewhere. They just don't post about it much until they drop something.
Right.
So every time they drop something, kind of just like you're like, what the fuck?
Okay.
But yeah, they're
No, I was bumping their I think the album they have on SoundCloud. It's like just like Red and stuff, and they have the whole like group on there. That's pretty sick.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
hard.
But yeah, they're definitely onto something. So
Are they local? I mean, are they like from Yakima?
they're from Yakima. Yeah,
Oh,
I know
shit.
Jaden's right now going to UW,
Mhm.
to school, and then Uzi I think is going to YVC.
Oh shit.
So yeah, they're pretty local.
That's so crazy how there's so much talent just in this area and not a lot. I think that's what I want for this podcast is like, get names out there and then build a community that we can all like strive from. And then, it's not even about collaboration. It's just about, knowing that, hey, you do this, we're good, and like, and if we see each other at shows, like, hey, what the fuck is going on? You know, like let there be a vibe and a positivity throughout the thing. Oh, Criostd?
No.
You're not Criostd? I could have sworn you were Criostd. What happened to your goatee?
Saved it.
Just kidding.
Yeah. No, Criostd and Alex had to leave. Alex has the key to his girlfriend's house or apartment, and so he can't get in without the key. And Criostd, he wants to go home. He's tired, but it just wasn't the right scheduling.
He's
But
tired of our bullshit.
he's like, "How dare you call me Criostd up in this motherfucker?"
He's like, the amount of disrespect.
Dude, so when he walked into my doorstep, that's the first joke I said, Criostd! And he did not laugh. He was like,
So it didn't land.
yeah, it did not land. All right, but we got the Space Station family in here. Jay Rover, the one who was quiet, but his microphone was not working. How are you feeling, Jay Rover?
Feeling good.
Make sure you're talking to the microphone, too.
I like
It's picking up.
It's
I like
picking
the
up nice?
Picking up
discussion.
vocals nicely.
Oh, okay.
It was a good
You got
discussion.
that deep voice. All right, so let's talk about the infamous Deja Vu.
Deja Vu.
That's what this is a juicy story right here, man.
Honestly,
It is.
I wanna.
I mean,
It started off with a beat in my car. I was going through BeatStars, just going through beats when I'm driving alone. I liked something about it, and at first I was doing the humming, like ba-da-da-da-da, and then it was like, F these hoes, but I was like, I gotta make it more PG. And then
PG for these
it
hoes?
came to the love I missed the most, and I started relating it to my life, and that's when all the poetry hit. And
How long did it take to write?
two nights.
2 nights?
2 nights. Yeah.
That's good, dude. Because sometimes we'll just write some shit on the spot, and sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
And then taking your time like that, having the patience for that, and growing a piece of art.
Yeah, it was-
everyone 18,000 plays later.
Yeah.
The process, like, not the process of it, but like, did you start from top to bottom, or like, was the first verse written first?
The first verse was written. I remember asking you if you wanted to hop in it, and you're like, "Yeah, this is you,"
I remember hearing it.
you
It
were
was deep. Like when I say a personal track, it's a personal track.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, I've never wrote a single. Like, I've done like features that like we've never recorded.
yeah,
But I've never done a single.
Yeah, no FYI, Aaron engineered the whole process. I was not there. I was with one of my friends' houses hanging out, and I was it was kind of the beginning of Aaron when he was barely starting to get into engineering. I'm fat, man. I have to breathe hard.
that was kind of when I broke ground into like the whole producing.
Yeah, now you're way more better, man.
I remember
we're just a bunch of walking fluids that just burp. Yeah, burping all fucking to eat.
We're disgusting humans.
Is it from your fasting?
What?
Is it from your fasting? Is that why you're burping so much?
I'm not used to eating.
Yeah.
10 days.
He's like, I'm gonna shit like 10 times. He's just gonna go right through me. But back on topic before we get all crazy and shit. But yeah, no, I was over at Maya's house, and then I hear Aaron just blowing on my phone. Hey, we can't get this to work, this and that.
I remember that.
The whole 9 yards. I'm like, do this, do that, do that. I don't know. I can't remember if I was annoyed or not, but I was like, oh, they're doing thing. And then I fucking come back and you play me this, the original version, and I'm like, holy shit, like. I'm just like, wow, you're a little jealous when you weren't a part of it, and you're like, fuck, god damn.
You're like, I'm never hanging out at her house again.
Yeah, I know. Now I need Jay Rover in the building all the time. And ever since then, Jay Rover's like, all right, I'm taking a 5-month break. He's
like, I'm retiring from rap.
Yeah, he's like, and then, all right, so look, and I think the record took about like 3 months in the process, 2 months in the process with mixes and stuff.
A little more.
Yeah.
Because it was like around September.
Those times we'd come in and we didn't want to like touch because we've touched so much, We wanted to work on something different,
Touched a lot?
take a little break.
It's like 3 months. 3 months of the production process.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
September, October,
But
November.
the ending, the
December.
production process, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't annoyed, but it definitely was like a first time of you being very picky.
Yeah.
Like I remember I did exactly the way you wanted to do it. And then you hear it, and like, Actually, bro, I liked it the way you did the other time.
I know. I was like, I'll pay you, man. I'm sorry for your time.
No, it happened like 3 times. The third time is when he's like, actually, bro, because I did exactly what he did, and then he went back to how I did it, and then he's like, actually, bro, I kind of just want to redo it all. I was like, yeah. I was definitely frustrated as a producer because I'm the one mixing it, and bringing it down, and I'm still learning how to mix stuff and vocals and stuff, and bringing down bass on vocals, and it can't be when you're doing it for someone else. You can't be stubborn. You have to take the artist into initiative. You know what? Step back. This isn't my record. But in your head, you're like, it's a collaboration, though. I want to do my part. And so you have to definitely take the ego away and definitely just let them do the thing. And just, I've been growing with Maya, too. And she, like the other day, I'll have to show you guys the record we did. And, like the weekend before, we had got frustrated with each other because we were just like, how we always bumping heads. And then this time around, I was just, I didn't even want to work with her. And I was like, you do this and that, you make it, I feel like you're just kind of beating me up. Like I have to, make this for you. And I had made like 2 beats for her and they weren't hitting. And she still was, just nagging me about it. And then, but no, she ended up, fixing that. And then also I'm not innocent either, I go hard on her and, takes after takes after takes after takes. Sound like I'm the take god. Like I need like 50, 500 takes until we get that fucking perfect S. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so she told me about that, and then so we found a middle ground. And she's like, you know what? How about this? You just do the audio. No, I think we were both thinking the same thing. And then I was like, she's like, I kind of just want to you do your thing. And then I told her, stopped her. I was like, I'm just gonna, all right. So you worry about the takes. I'll worry about the audio and mixing it. I won't, like, if you want to do 5 takes, fuck it. 5 takes, that's you.
Yeah.
I'll worry about mixing it. And actually, I honestly am addicted to mixing vocals. Like, I just love it's like polishing making like a log or a stick and just like shaving it to perfection.
Right.
Just like making this sword out of it.
And you're really quick at doing it because when you guys did that 2020 takeover, you had to mix, or you had to
well, I had help with Rex on that one too.
Well, with the vocals?
I don't know. No, he definitely gave me some cool effects though. But
okay.
But no, I was just kind of running everyone through kind of like one mix.
Oh, okay.
So that one I still have to come through. But no, go ahead.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is you have to find that middle ground. Don't always try to take over the session. Try to talk to the artist and be like, hey, what am I doing wrong? And when I have new people in here, some people don't know to fight back, fight for,
right.
Fight for your record. Like,
and also, honestly,
without taking it personal. Coming
back to Deja Vu, we had to learn that. We learned a lot of that. A majority of what we know now, like his record taught us a lot.
Oh yeah,
like it was me
broke ground for everyone.
Yeah, I broke ground with producing. You broke ground with like being patient and stuff like that, and then he broke ground being patient
like we were just talking about with Criostd. Like you grow as an artist. Yeah. You have to go through these trials. Like imagine we never went through those trials. Like we wouldn't be the artists that we are able to tackle other artists in production and engineering. Like there's a process you need to go through. You don't just skip steps. These are steps that we are essential to growing this group, this family, and trying to work with each other.
Yeah, and his record did a lot for that. Did a lot of that was teaching us how.
Jay Rover was like, this is the first time I'm ever fucking hearing this.
We learned a lot. Honestly,
I can remember.
We talk about it all the time, dude. Constantly.
I remember times like I was telling you guys, I'm like, like I like in my head, I knew like I was telling you guys, like I'm getting too picky with it, and I don't like getting too picky with it. And I'm right there on my phone, like
We're glad you did, because look where it ended up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where do we want to jump from there? No, but what's your reaction with? Oh, yeah. So all right. So after the 3 months of constant reproduction and headaches and whatnot, we put it out there. We put it on SoundCloud first. Me and Aaron were being very humble. I remember uploading it, and we were like, all right.
We were sitting right over here in the room, and you were like, all right, you first. How many plays do you think he's gonna get? And I was like, I'm like in a week, or no, I was like saying in
1
a
week.
week.
1 week.
I was like in a week, 1,200, and you were like 300, 400.
No. I was like 300, 400. If I'm being humble.
And I was like, nah, it's gonna do really well. And then I'll say this real quick, and then we'll let him go into it on how he took it. But I remember you called me at work the morning.
Literally day after.
The morning after.
It wasn't even like 5 hours in.
You're like, bro, go look at Deja Vu right now. Look. And I was like, it was like at 50 views. It was at 50 views when we went to sleep.
When we
went to sleep, and I was like,
he was like,
I was thinking like at least 100 plays, and I was like, I kept refreshing it, and I was like, no, it was like at 780 within like 5 hours.
No, it was at 1,000 by the time. It was at 1,000.
I checked it. When you called me, it was like at 700.
I could have sworn it was at 1,000 because that's why I was like, fuck. I was like, he was right. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure it was at 1,000.
It was up there.
It was.
Aaron, just agree with me.
We hit 1,000 in 24 hours. I remember.
Less
1,000
than
plays in 24
Less
hours.
than 24 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 700.
It was insane, bro. Oh no, it was probably at 70 because I was like, oh, bro, it's definitely gonna reach. Like every time you refresh it, it kept becoming building and building and building. And little FYI for everyone, it's at 18,000 plays, 18.4 thousand plays now.
18.8.
Oh,
nah.
correction. No, I'm proud of that though. It's insane, dude. It's insane. Like we're not jealous, but we're definitely like holy shit. You know, like
I was
I
was happy with 700 in the first. I didn't sleep, bro. I didn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I was too excited, bro.
Yeah.
Like
That's your record. That's your baby.
Yeah.
How did you feel when we were like, all right, we're uploading it right now? Like, what were you
He's
feeling
like,
inside
finally.
once you knew that we were putting it on for the people to hear?
I was like, for all of us, it was waiting for us to just throw out there, but we had like just little fixtures that we had to put on, like the Mo. Oh man, dude, that was perfect.
Tell them about that. No.
So the first session, well, like every session, for some reason he couldn't land the ST, so like at the end of most, and I'm like, when we were in the studio, when we were in the session, I was like, bro, go do that again, but this time say most, and he's like, all right. Mo, and I'm like, no, say most. So like,
you mean
every
Mo?
take was just Mo.
No, with an S.
And I was like, people aren't gonna notice, but it's all right.
But he noticed. And he's like, hey, bro, you think you can just kind of go in there and just kind of do it? For me?
Yeah.
Isn't your S in there?
Yeah.
Would you say it's a collaboration
featuring AG?
He's like, I want 50%.
It goes, bro. Like
no, but it was bothering me. And before we uploaded it, I was here by myself, and then you came in from work, and I was like, I'm gonna record this real quick, and I was just like, it was just one take, and I was like,
think I was there for that.
I was like, this went so perfect, and it fit, but no, so obviously after it was dropped, there was a lot of attention. It was reposted like so many times.
Yeah.
So many people were like hitting you up. How did that feel? Like I remember you showing me like a screen video of your phone, just like
snap.
Yeah. How was that? Tell us the experience about that and people like showing you appreciation.
People were giving me props, you know, like even my coworkers, they're like, dude, you know, like a lot of these rappers, you know, they're talking about, you know, sex, drugs, you know.
Right.
And like you talked about like your feelings, you know, what you're going through and like
some real shit, you know?
Yeah.
Right. And I knew because when we uploaded it, I knew it was going to do so well from the point you sent me that first video saying, what do you think about this, bro? I was like, that's hard. Like, it's a lot of emotion inside of it. And, dude, honestly, that song, what I was going through, too, at the time, I played that shit so much. I got at least 2,000 of those plays from me because I played that shit so much.
Yeah,
I love that song, dude.
Yeah, people go through it, bro. It's like, and then the lyrics, like, they can relate to.
Right.
It was unreleased. I remember I played it 1,000 times. Like that's why I like releasing stuff right when you love it. That way you can bother yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And no, man. But no. So let's kind of transition out of Deja Vu. Or do we have anything else to settle on that? Because we already got his reaction. We got his like. it's your baby now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, we're gonna look back on this and we're like, man, remember our first like 18,000 plays as a group and as a family? Like, you're our first 18,000. Eventually, he'll get his first 18,000.
Yeah.
I will get my first 18, and Maya, and then Rex, and then the whole family. You know.
And that was dope. I think you negotiated that guy for the beat, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
200. And then
Did
he
you
was
ever
like,
listen
nah,
to it?
man, you
The
can
producer?
get like the.
Did the producer ever hear the song?
Yeah.
He heard it?
Yeah. I sent it to him right as soon as dropped. He was like, oh man, smooth, man. I love it.
Damn. That's
From
dope.
He's like, just for words. That's
From
it.
Germany.
That's cool.
So
He was like, nah, man, 200 for the exclusive. I was like, oh man, 65 is all I got right now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going through, bills and rough times right now. And then he's like, nah, man, I'm sorry. And then he just said that he accepted it. I was like, hell yeah, just paid it right there.
Damn, bro.
he's a blessing in disguise.
Let's see this guy.
And then I asked I was like,
That's crazy, man.
do I still get the one for free?
Was that what you think?
It was like a buy one get one free package.
Oh,
if you
shit.
buy it for 200, I was like, do I still get one for free? He's like, no, dude, I already hooked you up.
R.I.P. man.
No. JR though's got more cuts like in
I know.
the vault.
I wanted to get into that. Yeah, Jay Rover. He's always sending us previews and just making us want more and more and more. But real life comes into effect, and we have to bills. And Jay Rover has a kid he has to take care of, visit, and has a whole nother life that he needs to worry about.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to balance that. Like we were just talking with Alex right now. It's hard to stay focused in your craft, constantly coming from work, tired as fuck, 8-hour plus hour shift, and trying to stay focused and make a beat or even write something or even because some days you're not going to always write and you're going to be discouraged. You're going to have those days where you're like, fuck this, fuck that. And, maybe we can start talk about, you and how you're getting, I don't know if you want to talk about how you're getting discouraged and how you didn't even want to rap no more.
Oh yeah. Recently I was just getting into that with obviously work and I don't know. I think my age, I look at it, I'm like, like Criostd, he's in here, he's 19 and he's already ahead of me, and I'm like, why should I even try? Like, there's already people younger than me, more ahead of me. I'm way behind and I'm fucking way older than them. I don't want to be like that fucking, you know what I mean, old ass person.
That's a 30-year-old still trying to fucking make it.
Yeah, but something that kind of hit me was there's obviously,
sorry, I need a beer.
not talking down on other artists, but there's stuff that I can talk about that a younger kid can't talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Shit that I've been through. Like I can't talk about having a kid. Jay Rover can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Everyone has their story
Exactly. So that's
and journey.
Exactly. So I'm on my own journey. I need to tell my own story, and that's what's kind of pushing me right now. It's motivating me to keep breaking ground every day and keep trying. So yeah, I'm not really discouraged anymore. Just like our last podcast session, the confidence. I gotta have confidence in myself before, I step into the world of music, because there's no love out there, honestly.
Ain't no love, bro.
Honestly.
I barely want to hear the people that come in here and they be paying me.
But you know what I mean? You just gotta learn to love yourself before anything else.
Yes, man. Love yourself.
So-
Love your life. And remember that you come first before any of these people who judge you and criticize your music. Like, you do this because you love it and you want to continue to do it. You do it for yourself. You don't do it for no one else. And keep it that way. It's really, like, the lines get blurred real quick when you have work, this, that, you just, like, you're fucking falling apart at the end of the day. And you, like, do I keep doing this? Do I continue to pursue this music that might not even pay? What am I doing this for? Where's the end goal of this? And I was talking with Aaron. I was like, you have to dig yourself so fucking deep in this shit where you can't come back. Yeah. Like can you imagine if I fucking stop right now? Me, Lupe, Galaxii Boii, like I'm done. Like, I'm,
Right. Like today you had that situation where you had a young guy come up to you and was like, hey, you're Galaxii Boii. You make beats, right?
Yeah, he was like 17-year-old. He was like really shy too. Like, he reminded me of me. He was 19. He was the same age. I told him, like, bro, you're the same age as me when I started making beats. And I remember being like so not like confident in myself when I first started. I'm just it was weird, dude. It was like, I know how it is to be that young and pursue production and yeah, dude, it was weird. Like he was telling, we were at the 10 Brown store. And I was getting the mic stand, and yeah, he kept on staring at me, and I was like, oh, like that, and then I'm going and I look, he's right here, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, dude? He's like, you know, like what he said. He's like, you're Galaxii Boii, this and that. I'm like, yeah. And then he pulls out his phone, and I think he was with a teacher or something. And the teacher comes up, and I think they were gonna tell him to pull his phone away. And he's like, no, he's a producer. He produces music and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, no way. And like I was like, oh shit. At that moment, I was like, oh shit, I'm someone's inspiration and mentor. And like he looks up to me, and I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh yeah, yes, I am a producer. And yeah, no, it just really put me in perspective on the impact I'm having on someone's life, and how inspiring I am. With, you know, Maya was telling me too, like, people don't come here for Aaron, me. No one comes here for them. They come here for you, and you bring it, and you know how to make a beat, mix it, and you have the platform, and you know how to do all this. And that I always try to keep the ego away and stuff like that, but it was more of a humbling moment, like, wow, I'm actually doing that. You know, like, yeah, I'm not making all the fucking money to make a career out of this. Yeah, I'm not fucking on stage right now, but I'm making a difference in my community and a difference within my peers, and just, you know.
And just like like Criostd said earlier, if you can, that one person to find your stuff, it all it takes is landing in the right hands at the right time. You know what I mean? So if you stop right now, who knows if, like, say you stop making a song today, but if the song that you make tomorrow lands in the right hands and that blows you up, you're stopping yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, if you don't keep breaking ground every day, keep pursuing it, you won't have that opportunity to land in the right hands.
That's crazy, man.
So, just like,
just keep grinding, man.
keep going.
Keep going. Like,
Don't
why
be
stop
discouraged.
now?
Exactly. Don't be discouraged.
But back to Jay Rover, he has some hits in the fucking bag right now.
Yeah. Well, back to what you were, so we're talking about, like, how it affects people, you know. This one dude that snapped me. He was like,
I was about to ask you if you had a couple of those moments.
he was like, bro, I love Deja Vu, you know, like, I'm going through like the same shit. And he was like, I was wondering if you could do a song about addiction, because I'm going through the same thing right now. Like, I listen to your lyrics, bro, you know, like,
almost like a voice for someone. I was realizing that with
and then, like, it hit me, bro. Like, you know, like, when you take the inhale, like, damn, like, he's straight, like, admitted it to me, you know. He's like, he's going through it and shit.
Just kind of opening up to you.
Yeah.
Because he feels comfortable around you.
Yeah.
He knows.
And just to think, like, lyrics on a paper did that to him, you know. Like, got his mentality and, like, made him visualize.
That's wild.
That's awesome.
It hits me different.
How's that feel? Like
I felt, oh man, I don't know.
kind of like
I
a
felt
moment
for
of
him, bro.
realization.
Yeah.
That's
I felt it feels good, you know.
Right.
I wasn't making no, like, you know, partying kind of music. It was like talking about real life, you know.
Yeah. No, like I said, I was going through the same exact thing at the time when it dropped. That's why I was like, I wanted this thing out so bad. Like, for that reason.
Yeah.
For that reason.
Yeah.
It spoke to me. And he's got a lot of stuff in the bank. Like, he'll send me videos all the time. There's one
Constantly.
Drop,
I just skip
drop
through
it
because
low,
I'm like, I
back
heard
it up. Drop it low, back it up. I can't wait for that.
Drop it
to
low,
come out.
drop it low, drop it low.
Soon.
Man,
Yeah.
dude, too bad we don't have none of this recorded. I'll be like, hey, yo, give him a little sneak peek. But they don't, bro. Man,
So good.
no, soon, man, soon. Like I said, it's all about like scheduling and,
Yeah.
you know, you also have your own studio now. Like,
Yeah. You got the program.
You're not here, but you go hard investing
Right.
in yourself. You got yourself
Yeah.
a microphone. Shout out Clico. We have to shout out Clico.
Shout out
Clico for the
that
microphone.
he left in my house and never came back.
He's wild. Yeah, and then you got microphones. Is this a new Did you get a new laptop or?
Yeah, I got it for Christmas.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout Santa.
Shout out, mama.
Shout out Santa.
Yeah, man.
We put his Instagram right here.
Mr. Claus, dude. No, but no. Every time I see you on Snap, hey, yo, just got a new chair. hey, got some new this and that.
Got new
I'm like,
windows.
bro, I'm like, this guy's going in. Yeah, he's not like that's the thing, bro. Like, I have this keyboard that I never use ever, but I knew if I was gonna get into this, if I was gonna take this serious, I was gonna spend some money on it. Just to, like, kind of almost like not an investment, but just like, all right, I bought this. Now I have to continue this because I already spent a good amount of money on it.
Right.
And it just keeps gradually build. Like I said, dig yourself into it until you can't come out of it. It's not even a bad thing. It's more like, I love this. I want to continue to do it.
Yeah.
It's that commitment.
That's like with anything. When people tell like when I just have normal conversations with people and they're talking about stuff they like, and I'm like, do it, jump into, like, do this, get this, because I'm anybody in that same situation. It's so easy once you're not how do I say it? When you're not that deep, it's easy to let go. It would be easier for me to let go if I didn't have any of this stuff, or if you didn't have any of this stuff, or even like our camera guys, if they didn't have a single camera and they're like, I want to have a camera business. It's so easy to let that go because
you
don't have the camera sitting there looking at you, or you don't have really that much motivation. So taking that leap of faith is definitely
key.
Exactly, it's key. You have to believe in yourself and dive in head first. You know what I mean?
I can remember you guys always had the motivation. I was in middle school bumping you and Anthony, and I didn't have none of that equipment. All we had was like Android. He was rapping to the Android and the beat.
Yeah, we had a little speaker in the background.
What's so funny is you guys made songs before me too.
Yeah, dude, I remember me and Anthony's first song. I recorded it on my phone on a vocal note, and then we had a sock over a wire hanger as our spit filter, and we had the beat playing back here in the background. It was funny, dude, but like, you got to start somewhere. We're in my mom's closet. No, trying to be low because she's sleeping.
But I remember I made a song in a school bus with this kid named Matt Hudak, and we did it on Beats headphones, and it was a diss track. He didn't like this one kid, and it ended up freaking getting like, I think, 1,700 views.
God damn,
people work with me at work. They're like, "Hey man, you did that diss track, huh?" I was like, "Oh damn, you know about that?"
Right.
But like I said, there's no excuse not to do music. Like we had Sakai in here. He makes songs off of his headset, iPhone headset, and there's no excuse. If you love it, just fucking do it. Take the risk. Take the leap of faith. If not, you'll always wonder. It's just cliche as fuck. Like you'll always wonder. And yeah, man. Any last thoughts? Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up with some fan bam shit.
Yeah, no, it's. I can't wait to see what the future holds, dude. Breaking ground every day. I feel like I reached a new level of confidence and a new level of drive that I'm like, you know what? I might not know that, but I can know it and I will know it. So let's get there.
Yeah.
You know what
How about you, Jay Rover? Anything to promote? Anything? He's like life.
Life is beautiful. Every day above ground is beautiful. But if you really want to do something, just find that time and find that commitment, find that motivation. And just put the effort in. You'll see it. You won't live life saying what if.
Hell yeah. I fuck with that. Let's end it like that.
Like Nipsey Hussle says, staying down and hard work can go a long way.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, yo. Love you guys both.
Yes,
Glad
sir.
we're here. All right. Space Station Podcast, Episode 3. Love you guys. Like, share. Let's do our thing, man. We out.
It's JR. Finally get the picture, yeah, I finally get the message. Treated you like shit when all you wanted was attention. Caught me up on shit that I probably should've mentioned. Swear this break has been the worst, and I think I learned my lesson. I could care less about these other women. Yet there's other girls, but you're the one I'm missing. Maybe one day you finally make a decision. Guess I gotta stay patient till I'm forgiven. Wrote this song, really hope you listen. I forever since we split, everything's been different. Now you feel the same, so you keep your distance. Kinda hard to keep